I don't want to spend an hour. Actually, I could spend all day. But anyway, we won't do that. So Christ taught a really important principle when he taught, resist not evil. And as a young kid, I used to think, well, that sounds like being kind of wimpy. Like you're just going to let the bad guys walk all over you or something. And so I found a couple of ways that this applies in our day-to-day lives. Okay? And the principle, there's a really, really, really important principle, and that is our nervous system should only respond to the present moment. Okay? But our nervous system often responds, so just imagine there's a screen in the back of your brain, and some of you may have seen, some of you have heard pieces of this. I don't know if all of you have heard all of this. But anyway, so imagine there's a screen in the back of your brain, and whatever shows up on the screen, the body's going to respond to it. So if you walk into a room and you smell apple pie, here's an apple pie now. Okay, that's apple pie. All right, let's see. Maybe I should have somebody else be the artist. But anyway, if you walk in the room and you smell apple pie, the body...
Over here. Grandpa's talking.
The body begins to respond to the smell of apple pie. And that is a very normal, healthy, appropriate response. Okay? The nervous, now you haven't seen the apple pie, you haven't tasted the apple pie, you simply smell the apple pie. If you walk into a room and you smell smoke, your nervous system has a different response. That's normal. The problem is the nervous system does not know about time. Time is only processed in a little teeny part of the frontal lobe of the brain, which means the nervous system is often responding to things that are no longer present. So I'll try to, I just keep thinking of more things I want to say, but I'll try to be quick. So if something happens that's hurtful, so the story I often use, me as a little kid, on the playground, I'm 8 years old, and two girls walk up to me and they say, oh, there's Artie. Artie, you know you're the stupidest and ugliest kid in the class. So at this moment on the screen, there's two girls. I don't even see me on the screen. I just see these two girls. That's two girls. There they are. Okay. And they're saying, you're the stupidest and the ugliest. At that moment, I feel terrible. Okay? I'm super sad, and I just want to disappear. I feel inferior. I feel rejected. So, this happens, all right, and then recess is over. And then the school day is over, and I'm walking home from school that day. Do you think walking home from school that day I was just loving life and feeling on top of the world and just awesome?
No.
Okay, why not? What?
Because they were jerks earlier.
Because you believe them.
You didn't
Questioning
realize
yourself.
Okay.
ice cream makes everything better.
Yeah, the problem is I believe them, and the problem is they stay on the screen. Okay, they should have left the screen because they're no longer present. They weren't walking home with me still saying, you're still the stupid and the ugliest. You're still the stupid and the ugliest. They weren't doing that. But the message didn't stop. Okay? The message continued playing, stupidest and ugliest, stupidest and ugliest. And they're like on a video loop that never shuts off. Does that make sense? And so I felt terrible for years after they said it. Because I allowed... He just fell. He just fell down.
You fell down? Alex feels everyone's pain. It's a superpower and a super tragedy.
Oh, you want to? Guess you can turn it over to
Are
the.
you filming Asa now?
Cheryl turned my hand. Come here, come here.
I don't think this recording should be for excited because
You want your mom's over here?
it's Julian here, and you'll probably want
He's looking for you, Abigail.
Asa? Asa J.
Okay.
Not looking very hard.
He's like, Mama, and he walks. How is he supposed to pick you out of this line up here? Okay, so the girls never left the screen. So the nervous system was not responding to the present moment. The nervous system was responding to a past moment. And so that's not healthy. So when Christ said, resist not evil, what we need to, one way to look at this is to simply stop fighting the present moment. And we keep bringing other moments to the present. So, quick story.
But we gotta still prepare for the future.
We do have to prepare for the future. And that, I did not say anything about not preparing for the future, but you want your nervous system to respond to the present moment.
We don't need to prepare for more third grade girls teasing you
That's true.
all the time.
Okay, if you're nervous for the future, then what's on the screen is a future scenario that hasn't even happened yet.
And the difference between anxiety and caution in that aspect.
Yeah, so
I've had a little bit of that recently about the future because everyone's like, oh, you're pregnant, that's so exciting. And what flashes through my brain is I'm going to be pregnant and that's miserable. And then I'm going to have an infant, which is miserable. And then eventually I'm going to have a kid. So like I'm trying to look past the other two to see the kid because I don't really love the other two very much in those stages. Okay, no problem. Absolutely.
okay,
But
So this is the-
that's again what sometimes people will be like, oh, it's so exciting, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, not exciting? Did you not want to be pregnant? I'm like, no, I wanted to be pregnant, but I'm looking to the future and having a not a dread, just a
so
minor dread.
Steve,
I want to just, I know you want to address yours, I want to address this one and say, don't believe yourself because if you predict the future, you have about a 15% chance you'll be right.
maybe less.
Less. I was going to say 10.
It's more likely when you believe it that it will happen.
Okay, Nico.
Bring it about.
This room has interesting acoustics.
That's
Anyway,
why.
so
The downstairs
I'm-
there's carpet, so we could all be on the floor.
yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay, so just to touch real quickly, there are things we should be concerned about. There's future concerns, but there's a difference between concern and fear. You can be concerned and be at peace, but you can't be fearful and be at peace. You can be concerned and be hopeful, but you can't be fearful and hopeful. So as we deal with preparing for the future, we should be concerned, but not fearful. Because as soon as we go to fear, we're in the adversary's territory. God does not give the spirit of fear, ever.
So take a little caution and take a little care. Remember
Yeah.
true that caution too has weaknesses there.
Oh, and you should sing that. You should do that whole poem.
So the thing I was going to share with you is, and this is really one of the keys to being at peace in the present. So way back when Anne was a very little girl, and I think Abigail might have just been born. I'm not sure. It was either Abigail or Charlotte, but it must have been Abigail because Anne was old enough to be in the car with me and talk to. So it must have been 2002. And I'm taking Grandma to the Kansas City airport because she had come to visit because Mom had a baby, which must have been Abigail. And after dropping Grandma, and Ann was with me, and after dropping Grandma off from the airport, I left the Kansas City airport and I went north.
I know.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I didn't know I was along for that ride.
Thinking I was going south. I did not understand that I had made a wrong turn leaving the airport. And that area of the country, very flat, lots of cornfields and stuff like that. So I drive along for an hour going north, and then I see a sign that says Council Bluffs, Iowa. And I thought, Iowa? I am not going to Iowa. Where am I? And I was really, really disoriented and not familiar enough with the area to understand what had gone wrong. No GPS of any kind. And I come to the next exit and I look at the road and I pulled out my road map and I didn't know where I'd gone wrong. I thought, okay, did I go, I know Iowa was north, but I didn't know if I'd gone straight north or northeast or northwest. Am I still in Missouri? Did I slide over to Kansas and not realize it? I really don't know where I'm at. So I'm looking at my map and not figuring it out. And I'm just thinking maybe I'll just make a U-turn, but I'm not even sure if that's the right thing to do at this point. And some lady pulls over. She's coming. Some lady pulls off the same exit. I flag her down. I say, "Where am I? I'm lost." She's trying to tell me. I don't get it. So I hold up my map. I say, "Point to it on the map." And she points to a spot on the map, and she says, "You're right here." And I said, "Oh, is that where I'm at? Okay, now I see what I did. I made this mistake over here. Okay, I see now what I did wrong, and now I can fix the problem. Although I still have to drive an hour back before I even can begin to drive home, so to speak." Okay, so what would have been ridiculous if when the lady had pointed to this spot on the map, if I had said, "No, that can't be right. That's not it. I'm supposed to be over here by now, and no. I want you to point to a different spot on the map." Okay? It's futile to argue with the map in this scenario. But in life, it is very common. In fact, it's hard not to sometimes argue with where we are. And a circumstance or a situation comes along that we don't like, that is unfair or painful or something that we don't like, and we say, "No, this shouldn't be. It's not. No." And as if we could somehow negotiate a better past and make it so this point on the map isn't where we are. Okay, that sounds ridiculous, but since our nervous system doesn't process time, very often our nervous system is trying to negotiate a better past, a different past. So we're not here because we shouldn't be here. I should be here. And if only this hadn't happened, and very often we point the finger of blame back, whether we're pointing a finger at ourselves or we're pointing a finger at somebody else, or we're pointing a finger at God, or pointing a finger somewhere and saying, if this hadn't happened right here, it's because of this, and it's not fair, and I should know. And we are at a state of denial and unrest. This is a very unhappy place to be. Simply saying it is. Now that doesn't mean we're being complacent. It doesn't mean we're letting somebody bad walk all over us. Steve?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that point in that analogy in 2 Nephi 34. It says, or maybe 32, it says, you can put a lot of effort into learning something, and then it says, and you're perfect in that thing. But just because you're good in a spot right there doesn't mean that you're got a place to go in a lot of other places.
Right. And it doesn't mean if it's a bad situation, if it is an unfair situation, it doesn't mean we just got to settle for it and not do anything about it. It just means we need to acknowledge it is. Because it is. And it simply is. When the lady told me this is where you are on the map, I didn't say, dang it. Okay, and we're pulling out the tent. We got to camp out here now.
We're going to live in
Go
Iowa.
straight, just keep going into Iowa.
No, right. No, we didn't. Then we could take appropriate action once we understood where we were on the map and didn't argue with where. If we're spending time arguing with where we are on the map and resenting the unfairness of something, it's much harder to change where we are on the map and to appropriately address where we are on the map. Because we're still arguing about the fact that this is where we are on the map. And not that shouldn't be, and pointing fingers. Because now other people do play roles. Other things do happen out of our control that nudge us in a direction that put us someplace that I don't want to be here. what the heck? I can't tell you how many times I work with clients where they're in situations where other people played significant roles in pushing them into a painful place. And they resent that. Resentment keeps us stuck. Resentment is a very damning emotion in that a dam stops the water from moving. Resentment stops us from moving. Resentment keeps us stuck with the finger of blame pointing somewhere else, and we never move from here. And we just stay in pain, and it never goes away. So we got to accept where we are on the map. I can't tell you how much peace that can bring you to just say, it is. Without judging, without condemning, without blaming, it is. Okay. It is. Okay, now what's the best thing to do? And there's no anger, there's acknowledgement, but there's no anger. So one last piece of this, and then I'll stop. Just imagine that this is every day of your life, there is a
Blank canvas.
yes. And let's just say this is a good day with sunshine. Okay? And this is a day that's not so good with clouds.
We have different definitions
What's that?
we have different definitions of good weather.
Dad was the lightning storm in the first picture.
Here's lightning.
Thanks.
Because we like lightning.
We love lightning.
We also love sunshine.
Not as much.
Lightning's more
Okay.
rare, so we appreciate it.
So the problem is that we let these clouds from the day before be there as this day starts. And it could have been a good day with sunshine, but we're still hanging on to anger, resentment, bitterness, something, whatever these clouds are. We drag them into the next day, and we point back to this day and say, it's because of this that I'm not happy today. When this day actually has the potential, I mean, every day has the potential to be awesome. Every day starts off as a brand new day. Every day starts off as a clean whiteboard. You can draw much better than I can and put anything on there you want to. And so one of the keys is to just stop. Be still. Pray. Give your burdens to Christ. And just say, okay, this is a brand new day. And the past does not exist now. Our nervous system acts as if the past acts, as if it still has to protect itself from the past, as if it's still got to fix the past, as if it can't let the past thing. Again, the nervous system's still trying to negotiate a better past. No, the past does not exist. You cannot protect yourself from the past. You cannot heal yourself from the past. You just got to leave the past in the past. And give your burdens to Christ and realize today is a brand new day, and we might as well make it the absolute best day that it could possibly be, even if yesterday was a terrible day. Today is here to be enjoyed, to love, to serve. I wrote on the other side of the board my mantra, I love you, how may I serve you? We want that to be our intention in all that we do. I love you, how may I serve you? And make this the best day possible, and accept where we are on the map. And even if we're in an unfair spot on the map, today can be anything.
Can I fill in the last box?
You can.
Okay. In Ether 12:27, it says, if men come unto me, I'll show unto them their weakness. So suddenly, you get to a point where you're talking about where things fall apart. And then it says, and then if you come unto me and if you are humble, so you say, it is. I can't do anything about it. And then the next thing, and then come unto Christ, I'll show, the last thing it says, then I'll make the weaknesses strong to you. So if you go through the process you're talking about, there's a strength that comes that's bigger than what you have ever been before.
I don't know how to draw that, but okay, I agree with you.
Draw the face overlapping the square.
You are now bigger than the box.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Joy bigger than
He got a nose.
nose.
He has a nose. Oh, he looks like the Jack in Box
We
character.
even said his nose though.
I love all of you. Let us love one
Now we
another.
can smell
And
everything.
celebrate and have the most awesome, joyful day ever. And tomorrow too, because we're so excited that Cori's getting married to Caleb. And does anybody have any questions? Does that make sense?
Can I say a funny comment?
What?
Can I say a funny comment?
Sure.
I like how the bad day looks like he had a bad hair day.
It really
Okay.
And then that's a big reason why he's sad. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
All right.
I appreciate everything else he said.
Okay. All right, you can turn off the video.